Hey there, it's me. And today, we're going to talk about Australian facts. Specifically, we're going to talk about jellyfish that live in Australia. Australia is home to a variety of jellyfish, including several dangerous species. The severity of the sting depends on a number of factors, including the type of jellyfish, the amount of venom injected, and the location of the sting. Bluebottles are found all over the world, but they're especially common in Australia. These guys have a stinging cell that can cause a lot of pain, but it's not usually dangerous. In fact, most bluebottle stings are treated with vinegar and water, and the pain goes away after a few hours. However, bluebottle stings can be more serious in people who are stung multiple times or in areas that are close to the heart. Yeah, bluebottle stings are probably the most common jellyfish sting in Australia, but they're not usually too serious. Box jellyfish stings are particularly dangerous as the venom can cause cardiac arrest and death within minutes. Jelly blubber, also known as the spotted sea nettle, is a large, translucent jellyfish that can be found in coastal waters around Australia. These guys have stinging cells, but they're not considered to be dangerous to humans. In fact, jelly blubber stings are often treated with vinegar and water, and the pain goes away after a few hours. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of jellyfish in Australia, and most of them aren't going to kill you. There are a few that can, but it's pretty unlikely that you'll be stung by one of those. So don't worry too much about the jellyfish stings when you go to Australia. Just be aware of your surroundings and don't go poking them, and you should be fine. Irukandji stings, while less severe, can cause a range of symptoms, including back pain, headache, and nausea. In some cases, irukandji stings have also been linked to a rare but potentially fatal condition known as irukandji syndrome. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of jellyfish stings, and they can all have different effects on people, so it's really hard to say exactly how many people are going to be affected by them. But I think the important thing to take away here is that while it is possible to be stung by a jellyfish and die from it, it's actually pretty rare. Among the most well-known are the box jellyfish, Chironex fleckeri. These guys have a potent venom and can cause stings that are potentially fatal, so watch out for those. The other one you might have heard of is the irukandji jellyfish, Carukia barnesi. Also very venomous, and these guys are super tiny, so they're really hard to see. So you might not even know that you're getting stung by one of these. But yeah, watch out for those too. So if you were wondering how common are these jellyfish, and how likely am I to be stung by one if I go to Australia, well, let's take a look at that. Jellyfish stings are actually very common in Australia. It's estimated that around 1,500 people are stung by jellyfish each year. However, it's important to note that only a small number of these stings result in death. Fatalities from jellyfish stings are actually quite rare. Since records began in 1957, there have only been 28 deaths caused by box jellyfish stings. It's an average of less than 1 death per year. Irukandji stings are also rare, although it's difficult to obtain accurate figures. One report suggests that there have been at least 60 irukandji-related deaths since 1962. This works out to be around 1 death every 2 years. Jellyfish stings can cause a range of symptoms from mild pain and redness to more serious complications, such as paralysis and death. In fact, there's another kind of jellyfish sting that is much more common in Australia, and that is the bluebottle. Another type of jellyfish that's also pretty common in Australia is the jelly blubber. That's all for this video. I hope you learned something about jellyfish.